Let's find out just how savage this Angel deck can be. Do our opponents even stand a chance? Find out next on Commander Replay. Thank you to all of my awesome Patreon supporters. We have 3 new Patreon supporters in Will Ross, Snoot, and Emilio Coleman. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some more Aurelia Angel Reanimator today. Take a look at our opening hand. We've got 1, 2, 3 lands, a land tax, an Enlightened Tutor, and a Wheel of Fortune. I think we'll keep that. Let's keep Bojukabog coming down for the Lord Windgrace. Luckily, we're getting that out of the way now, and doesn't have to be a problem for us later in the game. Miri's Guile coming down for the Ishakanah. Ooh, we draw a Makokoro. We're probably going for Smothering Tithe with this Enlightened Tutor. Right here, I think we're going to go Plains Land Tax, and we'll pass like that. Part of me wanted to get Library of the Lang with this Enlightened Tutor because of the wheel, and I'd like to keep the Marshal's Anthem in our hand. But with Makokoro, I think we definitely go for Smothering Tithe now. There's a Farseek from the Atraxa. And, by the way, I am joined by one Patreon supporter today, Andrew White, playing his Ishakanah Graph Widow deck. This deck showed up on the channel a while back. He ran this deck and I was playing my Halar deck, and it turned out to be a very close game. Very interesting game. Came down to some very narrow margins, so if you haven't seen that one already, I'll put a link to the Halar video that I did, where his Ishakanah deck showed up last. Sylvan Scrying for the Ishakanah. It's going to bring it back to our turn. We're going to get a land tax trigger. Because I'm planning to wheel pretty soon, I'm only going to go for 1 right here. Really just want a mountain. We draw a Retachroma. Cool. Play the mountain, and we'll pass. At the end step, we'll go for the Smothering Tithe. Still 2 turns away from it, but what can you do? Pure Imaginative Rascal coming into play for the Atraxa opponent. Taking a look at our other 2 opponents, by the way, we do have a Lord Windgrace, the Lands Matter Planeswalker. These big mana decks always make me a little bit nervous, so Aurelia decently suited to taking down Planeswalkers because of the flying and the haste. As long as we can get a little bit of ramp going, we should be able to keep Lord Windgrace out of play with our commander. Next up, we have an Atraxa. Atraxa could be any number of +1/+1 counters, Planeswalkers, or other things. Most builds usually focus around that proliferate ability in some way or another, though. Ah, crap. Pass the turn when I want to do Enlightened Tutor. Well, that sucks. You get 1 land right here. Grab a Plains. There's a Maria. Definitely want to get a Maria into play before we wheel. We have 3 really good utility lands in our hand. It's actually going to be a while before we wheel, I think. Let's play a Maria and pass the turn. And we'll discard a Plains. Because I really don't want to wheel away Makokoro or Hainware. Sky Shroud claim for the Lord Windgrace, so they're going to get their ramp on. Rishkar Pima Renegade coming down for the Atraxa. Yep. Can put some counters on the Pier and the Rishkar. And a Worldly Tutor for the Ishakanah. We're going to go for an Oracle of Moldiah. That's a pretty good one. Ooh, and they can set it up with the Miri's Guile. Very nice. Thrumming Bird coming down for the Atraxa. Miri's Guile will trigger. Going to use the Enlightened Tutor right here so I don't forget. Get Smothering Tithe. Ishakanah going to crack the Myriad Landscape. Sure. And it's going to bring it back to our turn. Land Tax will trigger. Actually not even going to go for a land right here. As long as Land Tax stays in play, that Lord Windgrace is always going to have more lands than us. That deck is like, what, mostly mana? So, because I'm still planning to wheel at some point, no point to wasting our basics by dumping them into the graveyard, so not going to do that. We'll play the Smothering Tithe right here. We'll see how long it sticks around. And we'll pass the turn. Smothering Tithe trigger on the Lord Windgrace. Opponent going to cast their commander, sure. Ooh, nice. Uses the plus ability on Lord Windgrace, and that's going to trigger the Smothering Tithe 2 more times. Going to be lots of mana when we get back to our turn. Opponent's going to use a gamble. Interesting. Atraxa going to send Rishkar into the Lord Windgrace. Sounds good. And going to send the Pier into the face of the Lord Windgrace. And Thrumming Bird into us. I'm fine with that. Thrumming Bird will trigger. Lord Windgrace goes down to 3 loyalty and going to get a Proliferate trigger. Yeah, Rishkar and Pier getting pretty big. Opponent does have Toothy in hand, by the way. Board wipe will be needed. Atraxa coming into play. Yep. Opponent's going to pass and will Proliferate 1 more time. Ishakanah's turn. Miri's Guile will trigger on their upkeep. Life from the Loam for the Ishakanah. Get back the Myriad Landscape. Yeah, that's a mana ramp. Replay the Myriad Landscape. So we're back to our turn. Not going to use the land tax right here. Planning to wheel this turn. Ooh, Gisela. Okay, maybe not wheeling this turn. Blah. So because opponent has the Bojukabog in their graveyard, I am a little bit nervous about Lord Windgrace, so let's check their mana. They could recast Lord Windgrace and get a bunch of lands. Let's play the Hainware Battlements right here. Okay, so I think we go Gisela. You know what? I'm just going to hope we draw into Reanimation. Our mana is just a little bit short of where I want it to be. Play the Wheel of Fortune. Brand new cards, 21 Smothering Tithe triggers. Nice. We catch Bruna. That's what I was hoping. I was hoping we would catch some Reanimation right there to protect our stuff from that Bajuka Bog. Opponent's going to have to do tons and tons of clicking. And we got another wheel, which means we can do all of this again. Yeah, with Smothering Tithe and wheels, this deck has become very unfair. At least when this happens. A lot of the time, it still plays out fairly, but you know, with Smothering Tithe in the equation, this becomes an unfair deck. Andrew said he was holding a bunch of sneaky stuff. Oh, yeah, he was. Beast Within, Tempt with Discovery, Erratic Portal, Conjurer's Closet, Seedborn Muse. Oh, yeah, Panharmonicon, Oracle of Modiah. We got him good. Okay, so let's play this Bruna. Get Gisela. Get these boots into play. Get Altar of Dementia. Boots on Gisela. Worn Power Stone. Solemn Simulacrum. All right, we're back from a little crash. So we laid down the Solemn Simulacrum, and then we played the Reforge the Soul, and now we're going through the same loop again with more Smothering Tithe triggers. Let us go. Let's get Aurelia into play. Let's go Iona on green. Get down this Thran Dynamo, and we'll stop the shenanigans right there. Go to combat. Oh, we could have gave someone haste. Bummer. Let's try and take down the Lord Windgrace. Actually, we can still give someone haste. We'll give haste to Iona. So Lord Windgrace down to 21, and we will finish them off right here. So Lord Windgrace goes down. Wow, turn 5 player kill with the Angel deck. Man, Smothering Tithe is ridiculous in this deck. It's so good. Like I said, this used to be a fair deck, and now it's kind of not. Oh, opponent's got an Ugin. Well, luckily we've got an Altar of Dementia down. And funny enough, Iona actually too big for Ugin. But we'll get rid of our Smothering Tithe, I'm sure. So the broken times are probably over. Pretty big draw for our opponent right there. Oh, actually, opponent can attack with the Thrumming Bird, get to 9 on the Ugin. All right, so Iona's not going to be safe. Yeah, I don't think we have anything for that. So Thrumming Bird's going to proliferate. So Ugin's going to minus X9. Yeah, wow. We are going to mill ourselves a bunch. So sacrifice Iona. Sacrifice Aurelia. Solemn will stick around. Sacrifice Gisela. And sacrifice Bruna. I'm going to use the Makokoro one time just to get a couple additional treasures. There's an Hour of Revelation. That's a pretty good one. Cards in the graveyard. Let's see what we got in the graveyard. Oh, man, and Freya's in our hand, sadly. We milled a lot of lands. It's probably a good thing. Gisela. We had Arazia. Arazia's in the graveyard. Memory Jar is in the graveyard. Achroma. Dawnbreak Reclaimer. Okay. Didn't hit a Maria Shepherd. Maria Shepherd is kind of the one we wanted right there. Or even a Karmic Guide would be reasonable. Lyra is also in the graveyard. Yeah, the fact that Bruna is a cast trigger and not an ETB trigger, I find hurts more than it helps. Ishakanah coming into play. Sure. Oh, we have the combo. We go Boots on Atraxa. Actually, I guess we could just end step Atraxa. Don't worry about the boots. So Atraxa Valkyrie back to play. There's an Urza's Incubator. Play the Sacred Foundry untapped. Get Aurelia. Put Boots on the Valkyrie just in case. All right, just need to make sure I sequence this right. So we need to send Aurelia to the graveyard. We go to combat. Solemn into the Ugin. Aurelia doesn't really matter. Aurelia trigger on the stack. Use the Valkyrie on the Aurelia. Sacrifice Aurelia with the Altar of Dementia. Mill opponent. So Atraxa returns Aurelia. Mills opponent a little bit. And we will get additional combat steps. So Atraxa Scoops, recognizing the infinite combo. Send, is there any reason to send this in? No real reason to send that in. We'll break the combo right here and just go for the combats. What I will do, though, is with the Aurelia trigger on the stack, use the Solemn Simulacrum, sacrifice the Solemn Simulacrum. Solemn Simulacrum will get returned, get a land, draw a card. It's returned to dust. Opponent does have a lot of reach, so that is a thing. Opponent gonna put everything on the Valkyrie. Is that another target creature? Oh, yep, other than the Valkyrie. Alright, do we have anything for that? I don't know that we do. Well, what we can do is use the Solemn one more time. So, add our car on the Solemn. Sacrifice the Solemn. Solemn comes back. Get another land. Oh, there's a Maria Shepherd. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We have another combat step. Send in Aurelia. Opponent down to 33, 6 commander damage. Right here, let's get the Urza's Incubator into play. And we'll pass like that. Ooh, a Shriekmaw coming into play. Well, I should have put the boots on Aurelia. Oops. Alright. Opponent's got some fight. So Aurelia back to the... Ooh, did Aurelia went to the graveyard. We'll need to get her back with the Maria Shepherd. Forgot to change the zones on that. There's a doubling season. Definitely going to shoot that one down. Unfortunately, one plane short of the Amaria being active. There's a Boros Charm. I know what to do. Let's get a Maria Shepherd. Play this Mountain. Get our Marshal's Anthem. Play this Rhea. Put Boots on Rhea. Haste on a Maria Shepherd. Leave up the Boros Charm and go to combat like that. So 2 tokens are going down for our opponent. And we'll pass the turn. Ishakanah coming back to play. They'll get double the tokens. Forgot to shoot that doubling season during our turn, but it's okay. We did a lot of really good stuff. So opponent gets 6 tokens. Take us a little bit to get through that. We can go Hour of Revelation Boros Charm, though, which is probably what I'll end up doing. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of things we can be doing. Opponent's going to come in with the token. Sure. We go down to 36. Ray of Dawnbringer is going to trigger. Let's get our commander back, because that's pretty important. We draw a mountain. What can we get back that would be helpful? We have many creatures in the graveyard. Let's just go Boros Charm, Hour of Revelation. So give ourselves Indestructible. Play Hour of Revelation. How much damage is that? Is that lethal? I feel like it should be with the Platinum Angel. Boots on the Platinum Angel. Go to combat. Opponent down to 14. Second combat. This will do it. Bam! Wow. So we had the infinite combo on turn 6. We gave the combo up, but wow, doing some savage things this game. Yeah, that's what Smothering Tithe can do in this deck and with wheels in general. So powerful. Say GG to our Patreon supporter. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.